In a monumental operation, a notorious gang involved in importing drugs worth over £1 billion into the UK has been dismantled, with its members receiving a total of 195 years in prison. This high-profile case, which has captured national attention, was the result of a meticulous 4-year investigation spearheaded by the Metropolitan Police and the National Crime Agency, NCA, often referred to as Britain's FBI. The effort has led to the imprisonment of 12 dangerous individuals, effectively halting a massive influx of Class A drugs into various parts of the UK, including London. The story of this operation began in 2020 when the Metropolitan Police started focusing their attention on a West London-based criminal gang. This gang, led by Paul O'Brien and Lee Mortimer, was known for its extensive drug trafficking network. The investigation took a significant turn on May 29, 2020, when NCA investigators identified O'Brien as a major player in the drug trade. This breakthrough came after surveillance operations uncovered a crucial drug exchange involving O'Brien, Mortimer, and other gang members. Paul O'Brien, a career criminal with a long history of drug trafficking and money laundering, was a central figure in the gang's operations. His activities spanned between Ireland and the Netherlands, where he managed the importation and distribution of drugs. O'Brien was linked to Operation Venetic, a major crackdown on encrypted communications platforms like EncroChat. This platform was used by criminals to coordinate their activities securely. Through EncroChat, investigators discovered plans for transporting cocaine and significant amounts of cash. One particular transaction, scheduled for April 4, 2020, highlighted the scale of the operation. 2 vehicles, including a heavy goods vehicle, HGV, and a car, met in Udel, Netherlands, where they exchanged drugs worth up to £1 million if sold in the UK. The drugs were successfully smuggled into the UK later that day, with plans made for their collection in Ireland. This operation was part of a larger scheme that involved moving €300,000 and €600,000 in cash between Ireland and the Netherlands. On April 10, 2020, €300,000 belonging to O'Brien was collected near Lath, Ireland, and transported to the Netherlands. A month later, a similar operation was planned for €600,000 at a bus station in Derry, Ireland. However, during this transaction, authorities from the Garda Síochána intervened, leading to the arrest of the couriers and the seizure of the cash. O'Brien's downfall began when his EncroChat device was seized on May 29, 2020, leading to his arrest by the Metropolitan Police. He was subsequently charged with conspiracy to commit crimes abroad. At his trial, he pleaded guilty to 3 counts and was sentenced to 21 years in prison. This sentencing was a pivotal moment in the investigation, leading to further arrests and the seizure of more than 160 kilograms of cocaine, over £1 million in cash, and other high-value assets, including vehicles and jewelry. The investigation into O'Brien's criminal network revealed connections to another significant drug dealing operation based in Greater Manchester. This network, led by Jonathan Strohs, was also uncovered through the analysis of encrypted EncroChat messages. The messages detailed the importation of over 8.5 tons of cocaine into the UK between 2017 and 2020. The total value of these drugs was estimated to exceed £1 billion. The Metropolitan Police, working in conjunction with Essex Police, conducted additional raids that led to the seizure of another 138 kilograms of cocaine and 8 kilograms of heroin, which had been smuggled through the Horwich port. Chief Superintendent El Marriott of the London Regional Organised Crime Unit praised the investigation, noting its significance in removing dangerous drug dealers from the streets of London and other UK regions. Marriott highlighted the devastating impact of drug trafficking on communities, including addiction, health issues, and associated violence. He emphasized the police's commitment to combating drug-related crime and supporting drug users through addiction recovery programs. The investigation served as a stark warning to criminals, demonstrating that law enforcement would relentlessly pursue and bring drug traffickers to justice. NCA Branch Commander Martin Clark commended the collaboration between the NCA and the Metropolitan Police. This partnership allowed for the effective dismantling of an international drug trafficking network with global connections. The successful prosecutions and custodial sentences handed down to the gang members reflected the dedication of both agencies to protecting the public from organized crime. Following the extensive investigation and numerous arrests, the sentencing of the key figures involved in the £1 billion drug operation marked a significant milestone in the fight against organized crime. The sentences handed down reflect the seriousness of their offenses and the substantial impact of their criminal activities on society. Paul O'Brien, one of the principal figures in the drug trafficking network, received a sentence of 21 years imprisonment for his role in conspiring to import Class A drugs. His co-defendant, Lee Mortimer, was sentenced to 18 years for conspiracy to supply Class A drugs and money laundering. Mortimer's involvement was crucial in the distribution and financial management of the drugs. Other members of the gang received varying sentences based on their roles and contributions to the criminal enterprise. Marcus Elmer was sentenced to 15 years and 6 months for drug supply and money laundering, while Jonathan Whitley received a 10-year sentence for conspiracy to supply cocaine and money laundering. Anthony Cheyenne was given a 4-year prison term, and Marston Judas received 16 years. Jonathan Strauss, another key figure, was sentenced to 31 years in prison, and Matthew Parsons was handed a 29-year sentence. Additional members included Paul Shaw, who received 17 years and 9 months, and Lachero, who was sentenced to 9 years and 2 months. John McGuire and Ross McGuire were sentenced to 16 years and 1 month and 7 years and 7 months, respectively. The sentences were the result of a coordinated effort by law enforcement agencies to tackle a significant criminal network. This crackdown not only dismantled the drug trafficking operations, but also disrupted a major source of illegal drugs entering the UK. The extensive nature of the operation underscored the scale of the criminal activities and the impact on public safety. The significant sentences and successful operations serve as a powerful message to those involved in organized crime. Law enforcement agencies continue to work together to target criminal networks and mitigate the impact of drug trafficking on communities. The collaborative efforts between the Metropolitan Police and the NCA exemplify a unified approach to combating serious crime and ensuring that those who engage in such activities face justice. The dismantling of the £1 billion drug syndicate and the substantial sentences handed down to its members represent a landmark achievement in the fight against organized crime. This extensive operation, carried out by the Metropolitan Police in conjunction with the National Crime Agency, NCA, underscores the relentless efforts of law enforcement agencies to disrupt and dismantle dangerous criminal networks that pose significant threats to public safety. The investigation, which spanned over 4 years, was a testament to the tireless work and dedication of the officers involved. By targeting a major West London-based gang led by Paul O'Brien and Lee Mortimer, the authorities managed to halt a massive flow of Class A drugs into the UK, safeguarding communities across the country from the devastating effects of drug trafficking. The successful seizure of over 160 kilograms of cocaine, more than £1 million in cash, and other high-value assets highlighted the scale and impact of the operation. In conclusion, the dismantling of the £1 billion drug syndicate and the subsequent sentencing of its members represent a major victory in the fight against organized crime. The detailed investigation and substantial prison terms reflect the dedication of law enforcement agencies to safeguarding the public and addressing the challenges posed by drug trafficking and related criminal activities. As these criminals face justice, the message is clear. Law enforcement remains steadfast in its pursuit of those who threaten public safety and well-being.